Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing today? My name is Stephen Ogechi, and I represent Winners Trading Global. Now, today, we're talking about trend lines. Now, when you're trading Forex, one of the tools to use is a trend line. We have a horizontal line that is known as your support or resistance. Then we also have a vertical line. But this time, a trend line is diagonal. Now, we use a trend line to set a trap for a market to be able to know when the market will stop going to a particular direction. That is, if the market is going to go for a buy, you have to put a trend line to know when it wants to start going for a sell. If a market is already selling, you put a trend line to know when the market will start buying. Now, I'm going to continue by taking you to my MT4. First, I will share my screen and show you what I have. Now look at that. This is USJPY. If you notice, the market is tilting downwards and it's selling. That means in the long run, it's selling. So what we can do is to place a trend line on it. If a market is selling, you put a trend line on top to know when it's going to break it to go for a buy. But if it's buying, you put it below to know when it's going to come down. So a trend line is up to know when the market will start buying, or a trend line is down to know when the market is going to sell. Now this is tilting downwards, so we need to put it upwards to know when to start buying. Now look at this. This is your trend line. You click on it. You need a minimum of two points. Look at this is 1, this is 2. Or you can say this is 1, this is 2. Or I can say this is 1 and this is 2. Now let's go. So I used the first one and this, but somebody can decide to use the first one and the last one. That means you push it here. But if you're using the first one and this, it means it will look like this. This is the correct one. This and this, because this came before this and these ones. Now, once you have placed it this way, for this market to go for a buy, it has to first of all break the trend line, then come back for a retest before going upwards. That means if you are entering this market, I will likely enter this market around this area. Once the market comes down to retest, because coming back to touch the line is called a retest, then as soon as it rises above this one, I would like to enter this market around this area at 111.132. That will be my entry price if I must trade that market. So this is how to draw your trend line. Now, if you double click on your trend line, you can right click, you go to properties. Here, you can change the color of your trend line to any color you prefer. Let's say you prefer to use, let's say this color. Here you can thicken it or reduce the level of thickness. You can thicken it here, watch. You can see how thick it is. You can also reduce it by going back to the properties, then reducing the level of thickness to what you prefer. Then it becomes what you want. As long as this dot is appearing here, it means that you can move it around. This side is to move it up and down. Then this one here is to move this side up and down. You can see this is to move the whole of the trend line out. Now, For you to keep it in place so it doesn't keep moving up and down, all you just need to do is to double click and you've locked it. This is how to draw your trend line. In case you want to delete it, all you just need to do is just double click and right click, then you click on delete and it disappears. Now let's quickly check another market. Now this is going up for a buy, but before I started going up for a buy, look at this, it was coming down. So that means that if you had placed your trend line from this one down, if you had placed it this way down, it means that the market, let me do that again. If you had placed your trend line around here, it means that as soon as it broke out of this market and did a retest, it still came back down, but did another retest here again before it started going up. I, for one, will have waited for this market. Sorry, let me use this crosshair. As soon as it comes back and retests, I don't like entering anywhere around here. I like to enter above that previous high before coming down. So that means I'll keep my entry around here. So if I had done this, that means this market will have done all this and I will have been right around here. But this is a simple way to draw your trend line. Now that the market is going upwards, in case you want to draw it for a market that is going upwards, you want to draw your trend line, what do you need to do? Just quickly draw your trend line under. Can you see that? So as soon as it comes here, it's supposed to break and retest, then it will fall down for a sell. This is how to draw a trend line. Now, if you enjoyed our video, what you simply need to do is click on like our video, then subscribe. Remember to invite your friends to also see our videos and watch and learn. My name is Stephen Ogechi. Like I said, I represent Winners Trading Global. I look forward to having you in my other videos. Thank you very much.